Hello, this is Nikki in Niagara, coming to you from Niagara Falls, Canada. And I am going to try something different for the next few weeks and see how it goes. So you'll have to let me know in the comments down below how you enjoyed this, and we'll see if I continue doing things this way. So what are you going to see? I am going to do a week in the life of a colorist, namely me, in my certain specific circumstances. So basically, I know we're all staying home right now. Places are getting out a little bit more, but I personally am homebound normally. So that's what you're going to get. So I need to stop saying so. So that's it. That's enough for an introduction. We will start now. So this is Tuesday, and the week started off yesterday on Monday with me receiving a bunch of books here. I was gifted these books by Sachin Sachdiva, and yeah, I have been coloring a lot of his books. A few of these books right here, the first few, are books that I already have. He sent me the PDF version of the books, but that was because of COVID. There was, I don't know what was going on with the mail, but he couldn't get books to me in hard copy. Now he can, so that's all solved. So he sent me hard copies of a couple of books that he had previously sent me in PDF. Long explanation. So the first book is U is for Unicorn. This is a color by number, which is intended for children, but is one heck of a lot of fun to color. I've colored A, B, C, D, I believe, in the PDF versions, and I just absolutely love this book. So I can't wait to get started in the actual book. Second one is Paisley Designs, color by number for adults. This book is intended for adults and of course anybody else. And I'll have to tell you, I never buy Paisley books. I'm just not that keen or taken by Paisley, but this book I absolutely adore. Sachin has put together some really original Paisley designs. As you can see here, it's got these little things here which are the Paisleys, but I mean, you don't look at it and say, oh, that's Paisley. No, and same with this one. Of course, there are some, standard Paisleys like this, but not very many of them. They're really unique. I love this book. I have the PDF of it, and I've colored the first one, and I really enjoyed that. So, looking forward to coloring more in that. And then we have Sugar Skulls, and remember, these are all by Sachin Sachdiva. This is a color by number, and it was originally intended for children, but now is really aimed at everybody. These are, has a whole set of these books. On the back you can see some others that belong to this set, and let's see, I have it. So yeah, actually these right here all belong to the same set. That one belongs to a different one. So yeah, these are Sugar Skulls, and oh, a little bit, oh, I guess that's Mexican. Oh, I love that. Yeah. So by the time you've seen this, by the time you see this video, I will have started doing flip-throughs of these, so you can look back on my previous videos to see full flip-throughs of these books, and perhaps I may have a few coming, depending on where I am at this point. So this is another set of books that he has called Doodle and Color, and they are originally intended for children, but are completely doable by adults, especially ones who are wanting simple, easy things to color. This is Flowers and Butterflies and is not a color by number. So it's called Doodle and Color, so there are some of these pages where you're supposed to add your own thing to it. I'm not interested in those, I'm not going to do them. But then we just have beautiful, simple pages like this, and tell you the truth, that's not exactly that simple. That's beautiful. Yeah, these are really nice. Yeah, so, yeah, these aren't as simple. Oh, okay, there you go. There's one that's simple. And we do get way more coloring pages than we get these decorate yourself pages. So, yeah, if you're not into the doodle part of that, I wouldn't be concerned. There's not that many in it. Next, this is an absolutely beautiful book. Actually, I'm going to switch these around because I'll show you more pictures in that one. So this one is color by number for adults. I believe there is another version of this which is not color by number, and it is Power Quotes. And so throughout the book we get a quote, and it's decorated and it's all color by number. I dare to do the impossible. I will achieve great things. I am me. I am kind. I will always be special. I am awesome. And so forth. Now to this one. This one is Butterflies. It is a coloring book for adults and is not a color by number. So this one has some really beautiful pictures of butterflies in it. And some of these even have thin line art. Oh, I guess they all do. But they're nice, large spaces, so it's not intricate. These are beautiful. All sorts of, like, that is just, that is stunning. That'll be beautiful when it's finished. And here, is it here? Yeah, we have a double page spread. That's why you've got two black pages together. What you can do is use a tape runner and tape those two pages together so that when you turn the page, those two will be stuck together, and you don't have that, black facing each other. I do that all the time in my coloring books. I'll tape two pages together. And those are the books that I received that are from and by Sachin Sachdeva. This month I returned or refunded, got a refund back on 2 books that I purchased, and I'd just like to show them to you before I send them off in the mail so that you can make your own decisions. This one is called Colorist Mystère et Pixels. So in English, that is mystery colors, or coloriage mystère. We all know what those are. And pixels. So I assumed that this was a book of some of the coloriage mystère pages and some of the pixel pages. I didn't know it was going to be this size, but that doesn't bother me. I do have some art that are this size. And there is not a picture of the back page on the Amazon page. So I really was going by chance. It says 7+ here, so I knew I was getting a kid's book. The reason that I asked for a return and refund is because it has coloriage mystères here. They're simple, but that doesn't bother me at all. I like those pages. They're a little bit different. You don't fill in numbers, you're learning things. Like, let's see. Okay, so this one has different types of flowers, and then it shows you a picture of what that flower looks like. This one here has oceans and tells you a place that is, I guess, near that ocean. It says Pacific Ocean, Honolulu. Oh, it tells you islands. No, it doesn't, because this says Indian Ocean, Perth. So yeah, those are fine. The problem with the book is the pixels. So the book alternates with a coloriage mystère and then a pixel. So here we have a picture that is made from pixels, and then here we have a grid. And what you're supposed to do is tear that out, I think. Does it have perforations? No, it doesn't have perforations, but you're going to want to tear that out. Tear that out and copy it onto the pixel, onto the grid paper. I didn't know that, and that's not what I wanted. I thought it would be, you know, pixelated color by numbers, so that I would color the 1s, the 2s, the 3s a certain color, and then a picture would appear. So that's what I was expecting, and I paid $7 for it, so it wasn't really what I wanted, so I decided to return it. So I filed for a return and refund, or refund and return, whichever way you want to say it, and they told me to keep the book, and they gave me a refund. So that's what happened with that one. Now the other one, I'm sorry, I've got it all ready to go here. The other one I am returning, because I asked for a return and refund, and they gave me the label to send it back to them. I'm returning this book. This is a new color by number book by Dover. They actually came out with 2 in the same set. It's called Geometric Color by Number. This one is Jungle Animals, and the other one I believe is called Ocean Life, or Ocean Animals, but I think it's Ocean Life. So yeah, wasn't too impressed with this. First of all, it's exactly like Try Animals, which is okay. And 2 things wrong with it. First of all is the color palette. Now I know you can't see. I'm going to do a crop in here. I'm going to use my editing software to give you a good picture of that. So you should be looking at it right now, and you can see that it's like little tiny scribbled rectangles, and it's kind of like imitating pencil, colored pencil scribble, and they are really, really hard to distinguish from each other. I mean, when you're doing this kind of color by number, you do get colors that are close together, and it's hard enough to pick out your colors, but this way of doing it is horrible. I don't like it. And the second thing is that the beginning of the book like has all this information here. It has all this information here, and it's telling you how to make your pictures, like telling you how to shade and make the pictures better by adding to it. So what you're getting is what it shows right here, which is not a very realistic depiction of the animal. And then they want you to go ahead and do shading and stuff to bring it to life. Yeah, like this is horrible. I don't want to do color by number for that. You know, I want them to give me the finished picture that they want you to do on your own. So if you would like to do this kind of coloring and you want your base, because that's basically what they're giving you. You're going to color in the base, and then you're going to go ahead and you're going to work on this and make it more natural looking by adding more colors and using the hints that they give you and tips that they give you at the beginning of the book. And that's not what I wanted at all. So I asked for a return, or asked for a refund, and they've given me the label, postage paid label, to send it back to them, and I've already received my refund. So I just wanted to let you know about those 2. Hi again. It's Wednesday now, and I'm doing some coloring, and I thought I would switch on the camera for a little bit. This is what I'm working on. I'm doing this as a Color Your Hoard book. This is my first page I've done in it. It's a Creative Haven book called Playful Patterns, and it's by Susan Blumenstein. This is an older book. It was published in 2015, and yeah, I'm working on this, kind of following a pattern. I have a vision in my mind of what I'm going to be doing with the colors, so ended up with blue and purple. I am using a lot of purple, probably the last couple of months. Let's see, were we all on there? Yeah, maybe the last couple of months. And prior to that, purple was a color that I hardly ever used, and it's like all of a sudden I'm picking it all the time. So I guess I just feel the need to explore purple. It's my purple period. So it is after lunch, and I have been trying to turn the camera on all morning, but my anxiety has been bothering me, and it still is. I thought, well, you know, let's just go for it, and maybe my anxiety will go away, or maybe it won't. But yeah, I'm just feeling that knot in my stomach and the weight on my shoulders, and kind of like a dread feeling. But yeah, everybody knows what it feels like to be anxious. My anxiety, you know, when you have an anxiety problem, it's just worse, and there's no reason for it. So I'm going to have to kind of concentrate on this so that I get my colors right. Now I'm going to start with the bottom section now and do exactly the same as I did at the top. So I'm working with four colors for these circles. I'm using various we'll bring them over here, using various permanent markers. This one in my hand is a Bic Intensity, and it is Polynesian Purple. This is, I think it's the lightest Bic color. Okay, I keep looking to see if I'm on screen, but I am. The whole book is on screen. So this morning I was working on a picture out of Coloring Heaven magazine. Last one, Fantasy Princesses by Jash Lee, and I'm working on, or I was working on, the Mushroom Princess. In pencils I used Black Widows, and then when it came to blue, I had to go get I used some color softs for that, because the Black Widows are really sadly missing in the selection of blues. So I hope the new 48 set has some good blues in it. So I was looking at their website, I guess it was, or was it their Facebook page, and they said that, I'm taking a sip. The Diet Dr. Pepper shortage is still going on here, so I've got some, but it's the kind in the big 2-liter plastic bottles, and I don't like the taste of pop when it comes out of a plastic bottle. It tastes kind of flat to me. Now, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, so I was working on that picture for I think 3 days, because I just worked on it until either my finger got sore, this one right here, I get the callus right here, and it gets sore when I use pencils eventually. So yeah, it took 3 days of just taking it easy, and I finished it up this morning. So I had a vision for it, and it kind of came out the way that I envisioned it, and it kind of didn't. So I'm not like, thrilled with it, but I think it's pretty decent. So the weather's nice and warm, or not nice, but warm and hot. Today it's approximately about 84 or somewhere around there. And there's humidity, so I'm really feeling I think this one might be running out. So I might be, I'm sorry. Oh, I have a hard time staying on track. So I don't even know what I was saying. Oh yeah, my back and straight across my hips are really painful today, but yesterday was really, really bad pain day for me. It was pretty much in the 90s yesterday, and so humid. It was just, it was hard, it was hard for my family to bear, so that means that I was all swollen and puffed up, and everything hurt, from my hair down to my toenails. It was pretty bad. I couldn't even color, so if I can't color, then I know that I'm feeling pretty bad, or other people know I am. I was just laying there in bed like a lump, not moving, trying to breathe gently so that it didn't hurt myself. Oh dear, you have to laugh or else, you're gonna cry. So I don't take myself seriously. I always make jokes about my issues, shall we say, both physical and mental. But yeah, enough of my health, and I guess we've discussed the weather too. So let's see, since the last time I did a coloring chat, I've read 3 more books. I'm really pleased with myself that I've gotten back into the habit of reading. I'm not addicted to it like I used to be, but that's because coloring is my addiction right now, and for the foreseeable future. I hope my head's not in there. I feel like I'm so close to the table, but I can't see if my head is in, because I keep looking up to see if my head is in the way, and of course it's not when I look up. So, I'm not very good with the authors' names, but the books that I read were The Life Between Us, which I really can't remember. I have a really hard time of remembering the plots of books and movies. It's like I watch them and I can really, really enjoy them, but as soon as I watch another movie or read another book, it just kind of leaves me. But I enjoyed The Life Between Us. It was really good, and it had some really good twists and turns. Yeah. You read part 1, and then as soon as you read like the first paragraph of part 2, it's like nothing is what you thought it was. So that was pretty cool. I liked that. Then the next book I read was The Outsider by Stephen King. When I was reading it, like my sister and I usually tell each other what book we're reading, and I was telling her the plot of it, and she goes, "What is it called again?" And I said, The Outsider by Stephen King. And she goes, "I just watched that. It was made into a mini-series recently. So I guess you all probably know that and know the plot of it." It was good. I mean, I love Stephen King. He's, I've always been a fan of his, but I like his early work much better than his later work. And yeah, it was good. Just the ending was a disappointment. It wasn't very exciting. There was like no tension or surprise or anything. It was kind of like, like the ending of It, where the group, the gang of people all get together, and it's like, hey, we have to go kill the supernatural force, and off they go, and some of them get killed, some of them get injured, and usually 2 survive. And they get it, and then that's the end, and so not exactly thrilling. And then the last book that I read was Then She Was Gone, and I honestly cannot remember what that was about. I looked at my review on Goodreads and I enjoyed it, so just take my word for it that it's a good book. Then She Was Gone, it's called. I'm currently reading a book. I can't remember the name of it. Maybe it'll come to me. But it's about a guy who goes back home to his small town, Hicksville, for the funeral of his best friend when he was a kid and teenager, until he moved away from the town. And the friend of his, like, it's what, is it 30 years later, or maybe it's not that much. I think maybe it's like 18 or 20 or something like that, years later. And he's there for the friend's funeral, and what happened was that the friend, did a murder-suicide with his family. So there was, he killed his wife and son, about 8 years old, and there was a baby, and the baby remained unharmed. But when he's there at the funeral, the guy's parents talk to him and say that they don't believe it was suicide, and oh, this guy's a cop. And the book takes place in Australia. So he's a cop, and they ask him to just look into things for them and see if he can find any like reason for why he did it, or that he didn't, proof that he didn't do it. And yeah, so that's where it goes forward, and that's what I'm reading right now. So also this morning I watched a couple episodes of the show that I'm currently watching, which is Luther. I really enjoy British crime series. There's not many left that I haven't seen. So I used to belong to both Acorn and BritBox, but I have watched everything that they have in their selection for British crime thriller series. So that marker that I was just using is the Shuttle Art permanent markers. I love these things. They come in both the fine, which is what I'm using right now. I'm terrible at this. The fine, and there's a selection of 60 colors for this size, and then there is the ultra fines, but there's only 30. Yeah, there's 30 colors for those, and I just love them. I like the ultra fines better than my big intensities, and I never thought that anything would replace my big intensities, because like I loved those things. But yeah, I like my Shuttle Arts better. Now this one I'm using here I got from the dollar store, and it is really, really juicy. It just like bleeds out a mile, so I have to be really careful when I'm using it and just kind of get close to the edges and let it bleed out. Actually, yeah, this one's not quite so bad as the other colors. I guess I've used it enough. So yeah, I was saying that I had watched, I'm watching Luther. I just have a couple of episodes left until it's finished, and it is a really, really a good show. Like, if you like dark drama with like lots of serial killers and that kind of thing, this is your type of show, and I like that. I love those kinds of shows. So I'm gonna stop here for now, and you'll see this when I do my finished pages, or no, it'll be on Instagram by the end of the month, but this may have been uploaded before this picture gets uploaded to Instagram. So you'll definitely see it in my finished pages. So I'm going to go, and I'll be back in a minute for you, and it could be possibly up to a day for me, but I will check back in with you guys later. So be back soon. And today is Friday, and I just wanted to pop on and do a little color and chat here and have you watch me as I finish coloring off this Paisley pattern, since that's what the book is called. I'm working out of Paisley Designs, Color by Number Book for Adults by Sachin Sachdeva. So, this part that I'm doing right now is actually not numbered to be colored in, but I didn't really like this part being left white, because this part, you can see it has a background of gray, and this part, they are both colored in gray, and it kind of just left it looking unfinished. So I took the peach, which was the background color for the outside, and I'm doing it inside as well. So I have actually been working on this. I started it last night before I went to bed, not too soon, so I didn't really work on it much. And then I've been working on this all day today. It's the only thing I have worked on. And that's because today is a bad day for me. It's I'm a little bit better now than I have been throughout the day. It's been a very high pain day for me. It is just throwing it down with rain today all day long. It's not a thunderstorm or anything, but it is just a ton of rain pouring down. And as many of you will know, if you have chronic pain, that the weather affects it, and whenever there's a low air pressure, it presses down on you and causes your pain to worsen. So that's what's happening scientifically. But all I know is that I'm in a lot of pain because today my skin is hurting, and it's not out of the normal. I mean, sometimes I have spots where my skin will hurt on certain days, but yeah, a really bad day my skin will hurt everywhere from my toes all the way up to my scalp. So it's not fun, but I've got medication and what have you, and then the pain that gets through, you just have to grin and bear it, because, you know, what else can you do? So I've got my coloring, and as I've been awake, because I've slept a lot today, best thing to do when you're not well is to sleep, because it lets your body heal faster. So I always tell people when they tell me they're sick or recovering from an operation, uh-oh, is this color starting to go out or what? I want you to be able to see me finish, but I don't know if I'll be able to go get another one. So yeah, that's been today. And you'll notice I started this segment by saying it was Friday. I don't want to say the date, because I think that that will just date these videos, so that if you're watching it tomorrow, or 2 days from when you're watching this, or 2 months, or 2 weeks, if I tell you that, you know, it's 2020 and what the date is, it'll make this video seem ancient, and you may not watch it, and, you know, otherwise there's no reason not to. If you enjoy it today, there's no reason why a newcomer can't come and enjoy it. Oh, this is not working, people. Oh, this is just a day of not going right. Let me have a look. I've got my duplicates over here. I don't have to get out of my chair. Let me go have a look and see if I have another. This one. That drawer. This one. And yes, I do. So yeah, bought this pack when they were still called markings. So I've got a peach parfait right here. I can tell what they are just by looking at them. I've had these for so long. Or I've been using these so much. Not just now, but all along. So that one's done. Wouldn't you know it, that it would run out on camera. If I had been sitting in bed and finishing this off, it wouldn't have run out. It's just kind of the way of things. So, well, yesterday I wasn't too bad, and last night I finished working on one of the pages that I was working on in the last issue of Coloring Heaven, the Fantasy Princesses, I believe it's called, by Josh Lee. I was doing the Mushroom Princess, and I finished her off. And I have to say I'm quite pleased with it. I wasn't sure about it. I've tried something new on it, kind of like a new style, shall we say, that has interested, well, it's always interested me. I used to do stuff like what I've done when I did my mixed media, but I've never really carried it over into my coloring, or I've tried a couple of times, but I've not been successful at it. So, yeah, I was pretty worried about it halfway through, but it looks better than the terrible that I thought it was going to be. We'll just have to see how it goes over on Instagram. Instagram is a good teller of, you know, whether your stuff is decent or not, because if you've got lots of followers, they will, well, I mean, you know, people end up liking your stuff just because they like you, but in the grand scheme of things, you'll get people who don't follow you liking your picture, because, you know, they don't have a clue who you are, they just like your picture. And you'll know what your regular number of likes is per picture, and if suddenly you get a big spike of, you know, like say 50 more likes than usual, then you'll know, oh yeah, people are liking this one for some reason. And sometimes it like startles you, like, you know, sometimes when I'm doing my finished pages, I'll say, well, this one was a big hit on Instagram, meaning that it got, you know, more than the usual love. And sometimes you're like going, well, I didn't really think much of that one. Why didn't everybody like this one that I was so happy about? So it's not always the ones we love that everybody else loves, which is fun. And there you go, guys. I finished it off, and I got a chance to laugh. It's the first time I've laughed today, so thank you for letting me know that you're out there, giving me the opportunity to be able to do something like this when I'm having a bad day. So, I'm going to sign off. That's it for Friday, so I will come back and do something on Saturday. So, I'll see you in a second on Saturday. So, here we are on Friday. It is just after supper, about 5:30. And today is another gloomy, rainy day. It's been raining since about lunchtime. I'm feeling a lot better today, though. Got some pains, but nothing out of the ordinary. So, yeah, better day for me. So, I'm currently working on a picture in here. This is a Dover book, and it's called Floral Designs, and it is by Jessica Mazurkowitz, Robin Baker, and Kelly McElwain. So, this book is kind of got a bit of history to it. It is, well, it's supposed to be a 3D coloring book, but that's just kind of a gimmick where the warm colors will pop out when you put on 3D glasses, and the cool colors will stay in the background. So we don't need to do that. There's nothing fancy with the picture itself. So, well, okay, first of all, I'm going to apologize for the light because it's, like I said, it's dark and gloomy outside, and my lamps are not really doing much good to help that. I can't. Moving them isn't really... Oh, that's brightening up a bit. Okay, we'll go with that. That's as good as we're going to get. So yeah, this book was published in 2011, but it wasn't new material. It was previously published as Garden Party, just by Robin Baker and Kelly McElwain. This copy contains all the pictures from Garden Party, and it also contains some new art by Jessica Mazurkowitz. So I guess it's a fatter book. It's a Dover book, so it's printed on both sides of the page. But when I was showing this book, somebody told me that the pictures from the floral, I guess it's called Floral Designs, or maybe it's just called Flowers, but the Creative Haven Color by Number book, somebody told me that these are the pictures that, well, these pictures, not the added ones, by Jessica Mazurkowitz, but the original pictures in this book are the same ones that are in the Color by Number book. So yeah, a little bit of a history there. So you don't want to duplicate your material. Yeah, so I'm using my Tombows for this. Basically, I'm just using these two colors right now. I have my Tombows set here, but I won't be using anything from them. So I am going to color while we chat here. Just having difficulty deciding what color to use here because I'm trying to have the colors not touch each other as much as possible. So here I've got light pink and light pink, and then I've got dark pink and dark pink. So which do I want to show up the most? So 1, 2, 3, let's call that 4. 1, 2, 3. So we do this, then that will be dark. Yeah, okay. I think we'll go with this color here. So I love my Tombows. If you want a good marker a good water-based marker to use, these are the ones to get if you want to spend a little bit of money on a good product. I wholly recommend these. I just absolutely love using them. It's like painting, and I always take it nice and slow. And when I use water-based markers, I always go up and down and make lines. So the lines do show. You can see them here because water-based markers do streak. And if you want to use them, then you're going to have to live with the streak and make it work for you. Put the streaks where you want them to be. Come up with a pattern to your coloring. Now I got this technique from the French YouTubers. Sorry, I'm a book mover, so can't do much about that. Yeah, so today finally got somewhere with a problem that I've been having since, well, it all started at the beginning of this month, and I found out about some coloring pencils that I wanted. I wanted to get the Kohinoor Polycolors, and their biggest set was 72. I have a 24 pack of them, and I really, really like them. They're the only oil-based pencils that I've ever used. And I wanted to get the full set of them, and I had planned on buying them. And then I found out from, oh boy, I don't know what her name is now. Her blog, it's not her blog, ugh, her channel's name, because she changed it there when everybody was changing their names. She used to be Cali Girl, and I think that was what her name used to be, and this is your girl T. That's how I always think of her, as your girl T. So she's T, but I've forgotten what her name is. It's got a lot of letters in it, and I can't remember what her name is. But she's T, and you all know her. So anyways, I found out from her channel that they have come out with a 144 color set, and you get 2 cases of 72. And they're pretty much all new colors. She did some testing and some research on them. She's got a really good video if you're interested in them. And so she found out that there was 12 colors in the original 72 that aren't included in the new 144 set. So anyways, I had to get those because I didn't know whether these, like, she didn't know, and nobody really knew or does know if the 144 pack is going to be sold to the general market, or if it's even going to be sold outside of Czechoslovakia or maybe Eastern Europe, because Koh-i-Noor is a Czechoslovakian. No, it's, oh, sorry. I have the old names of the countries in my mind. It's just what I grew up with. The Czech Republic. I'm sorry. Apologize to the Czechs for misnaming your country. So, they're made in the Czech Republic. And so I went to eBay, and I do not buy off of eBay. It has been probably 10 years since I ever bought anything off of eBay, maybe even longer, who knows. But that's where I had to get them, so I went on over there and managed to remember what my sign-in information was, and I purchased them. The seller was in Poland, so that went just fine. I paid through PayPal, because I feel like you have the little extra bit of protection if you pay with PayPal. And the seller contacted me right away, and they contacted me again either the next day or the day after, and they shipped them right away. So that was great. No problems. So anyways, May, I don't know, I guess it was 3rd came around, and I started getting emails from UPS telling me that my parcel was going to arrive tomorrow on the 4th. And I went and checked my tracking, and my parcel had gone from Poland to Germany to the US and into Canada, and it was moving through certain cities. And then they told me, oh, there's been a delay and you won't receive your parcel until the next day. And oh, this might have been a little bit earlier than the 3rd, because I think it went on for about 2 or 3 days. So they said it wouldn't be there until the next day. And so the next day I was waiting for it, and it told me that it was I don't think it ever said it was out for delivery, or did it? But anyways, it texted me and said, oh, there's still a delay, and so now it's going to come the next day. And so that went on for like about 3 days. And then all of a sudden, I stopped getting emails. And I went and looked at my tracking information, and it was stuck at May 5th. It wasn't moving. And I guess it had been a day or two after that. And, well, what it said was, I don't know what day the 5th was, probably a Wednesday, because it said, if you don't receive your parcel by Friday, then give us a call. So I didn't. So I gave them a call. And now it looks like I have too much of the pink. Fix that up. And, so I called them and told them what had happened, and fortunately the customer service person that I was talking to had a thick accent, and I really had a hard time understanding them. You know, I mean, that just happens to me. You know, if there's a thick accent, it's very hard to tell what the person is saying over the phone. It's, you know, it's much more different when it's in real life. But anyways, so I'm not sure if he correctly understood the situation, but he told me, or I'm sure he said that he was going to send it in for an investigation, and that it would take 2 weeks. So he said if I didn't hear anything within the 2 weeks, then to call back. So I waited the 2 weeks, and I called on a Friday, waited for the week to fully end, and I called back on the Friday, and I got this lady, and I told her what had happened, and she you know, looked up everything, and she says there's no investigation on your account. And I said, well, this guy said he was putting one on, and she goes, well, there isn't one, so let me do that for you. And she said, you stay on the line with me here while I do it. And so she did it, and then she said, so that has been sent, and I've put a rush on it, and it will take 24 to 48 business hours. So I said, okay, thank you. And then, well, I just, I asked her about, you know, if things didn't go right, that, you know, making sure I'd be able to file a return to, you know, get my money refunded to me. And she said, yes, if we're at fault, then we will do a refund. And, like, obviously they're at fault because, you know, they've already admitted that they've lost it. So I wait until another week is up, and I call on Friday, which is today, this morning. I got on, and the first 2 times that I called, it said that they, you know, due to COVID, lines are busy, and my call would be 25 plus minutes. And both times I waited over 45 minutes to get connected. So this morning I called first thing. It was 8:30 my time. And they have the longest intro before you actually, like, get put on hold for a customer service rep. So had to go through all that. And then finally I you know, get put on hold, and they said, that it would take 18 minutes. So I think, okay, great. I got into them early enough that, it shouldn't, hopefully it won't take any longer than that. So it didn't. It was basically right on, maybe a minute earlier. And so lady answers, and I tell her the whole story, that this is my third call wanting to know the status of an investigation on my parcel. And so she takes my information and stuff, and she says, there is no investigation. There is no investigation on your parcel. And I'm like, what? And she said there isn't. And she said, I can start one now. And I said, whoa, hold on, wait a minute. I said, you're telling me this, and this is exactly the same thing that they told me a week ago, that they were going to put an investigation on it. And so she goes away for a little bit, and she comes back, and she tells me some stuff, and, I'm listening. It's like, okay. And then she says, so what I'm going to do is you're going to get an email within the next 15 minutes to tell you what to do to start an investigation. Because apparently I have to follow the steps to get an investigation started on my missing parcel. So she said I would get this email within 15 minutes, and also that within the hour I should receive a phone call from the place where my parcel is, or like the last stop of where it was. So I said, okay, and, I said, so, like, if this doesn't go through, I'll be calling back again. And she says, okay, yeah, that's fine, but, everything will be well here. This is what's happening. So I hung up, and I did get my email, and so I just thought, well, I'll wait, and I won't start filling out this form. I'll wait until I hear from the person who's calling me. So I don't know what they're calling me for. And so anyways, this lady calls me, and she's from the city that's close to us. It's a, comparatively it's a small city. It's not a metropolis or anything. And she says that, she's contacting me because, she received this information from customer service, and she said it seems like they're a little confused there because your information should be going to Toronto, which is the big metropolis here in my province. It's the capital city of our province, and it's also the biggest city in the country. And so she talks to me for a while, and she says, I can tell you right now, I've had a look at your tracking information, and she said, even though you haven't gotten any notice on your parcel since the 5th of May, she said, I can tell you right now that your parcel's not lost or missing. She said it is being held up in Toronto because of the COVID. UPS is behind, and there is a backup of over 2 million parcels in Toronto right now, and she said they just aren't able to keep up with it. And she said, there, I can't remember how many she said, but it was thousands. She said, you know, there's so many thousand investigations have been started on parcels. And she said, they're there. They're just slowly being sorted. And so she said, I can, you know, I can tell this is what's going on because of the information I see of where your parcel was moving along at a steady rate until it got to Toronto, and now it's stopped. And she said, you will get your parcel. It's just, it may be a while. You may have to wait some more time. She said, feel free to start the investigation. She said, if you want to, you know, claim your money back. But she said that there's been a flag has been noted on my account or my file, I guess you could say. And she said that's a good thing because they will, what this has done is put a flag on your parcel, so when it does get scanned there, when somebody sees it, it will tell them that it's urgent to get this parcel moving. So we just need for that to happen now, and it's all for the good. It works towards, you know, for your receiving your parcel faster. So I don't know, I may have forgotten some stuff that happened, but anyways, I left it with her, and I talked to my husband, and, you know, we decided not to go. Well, I also spoke to her about, you know, if I wait, if there's a delay, is this going to make me, you know, out of the time frame or something for filing a refund? And she said, no, you can do that. You can do that at any time. And I said, okay. So we decided, my husband and I, we decided that we were just going to wait for a little while. I mean, I'm not over, you know, I can be patient enough, knowing that it's going to arrive to me. I can be patient. So we're going to wait it out a couple more weeks and see what happens. And if I don't receive it, then I am going to start the process to get a refund back. But I have to go to, it has to go back to the shipper in Poland, because they're the ones who have to initiate the refund, because, you know, it was their parcel that got lost. So, you know, that's going to be a rigmarole if I have to go through, if I have to, you know, do that. So let's just pray that this parcel eventually gets to me in the next 2 weeks, because I really want my pencils, guys. I was so excited about them that I just, I wanted those pencils. I still do, but the fresh excitement I had at the beginning has gone. Now I'm just like, give me my damn pencils. I want my pencils. Now I'm just afraid that they're being thrown around all over the place, and they're all going to be, the leads inside them are all going to be shattered. Oh. Now what color do I do that one? If I do it bright pink, I'll have 3 in a row. What if I do it light pink? I'm going to have 3 in a row. So this would be dark pink. That would be light pink. So dark pink, light pink, and then dark pink. And I have two dark pinks here. Alright, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, well we're keeping even. So, well, if I do this one dark pink, then it's going to be dark pink, light pink, dark pink. Oh, I'm going to have way too many in a row. If I do this light pink, that'll be dark. Okay. I didn't know I was going to have to do so much math in my coloring. So anyways, this has gone on for a bit here. My final video is going to be very long if I talk for much longer here. So, I will say goodbye, and that'll be it for today. I will be back on tomorrow. I'll finish up my final, whatever I have to say or do or show you. I'm not sure if I'll color or not. I might have something else to show you or talk about. Well, I'll have something visually to do with you, if not coloring, something else. And then I will be taking a Sunday off so that I can edit this video, and I have a lot of other things to do because it's the end of the month, and we all know what that means. Some special videos come at the end of the month that we're all waiting for, and I've already seen a couple of people do end of the month videos, so that's exciting. So my favorite time of the the favorite time of the month is now, when I get to watch everybody's finished pages and their hauls. So I'm gonna close now, and this is how far we've gotten, and I'm going to do a black background, and then I'm gonna go do some glitter over the yellow centers, and I'm not sure what I'm going to do about the frame yet. I'll have to do some thinking. I might do that black too, or I might use black glitter gel pen. So I will be gone for a couple of minutes, and you will see me, or you will hear me when it's Saturday. So ciao for now. Alrighty then, I am back, and it didn't even feel like I was gone long, did it? So today is Saturday, and it is my last day of filming this. The good news of the day is that it is floating in the wind that Romantic Country #3 is back in print. Now, I have been alerted of this information, but I can't find it available anywhere. So the question is being put out to someone who is in the know as to whether this includes the English editions or if it's just the Japanese edition. And as soon as I find out where it's available or when it's going to be available, I will let you guys know. Of course, it'll probably be like floating all over the color tube by then, and you won't need me to tell you, but I will keep you updated after I've bought my own copy, of course. Just in case there are limited amounts of this book. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that I really want the book, and it will be one of the most wonderful things that happens in the coloring community if that book comes back into print. It's just too good to not be there for new colorists to be able to purchase. Plus, isn't it silly to keep 1 and 2 in print and have 3 out of print? Yes, it is. Agree with me. So, before I start what we're going to do today, it is the end of the month, and at the end of the month is a busy time for me. I have to film my end of the month coloring, my end of the month supplies and books haul for you all. I know how much you like that. It is one of my most busiest videos, and a close tie for just as being just as busy, pretty close, is my end of the month finished pages. So I've got that to film too. Also, what I do at the end of the month is put back the books that I was working on that month, and especially the ones that I had hoped to work in but had not got around to working in. Some of them I keep out and I bring them forward to this month, and other ones just get shelved back until they get put into rotation again. And then of course I bring out the new books that I want to work on in the current month. So before I get to that, I want to ask you guys to tell me your opinion of this type of video, because I'll tell you, from my point of view, this has been fun. I really enjoyed filming this, and I can keep this up. You all know how much I struggle with doing color and chats and finding things to say when I sit down for an hour or so, and especially since you guys want to see finished pictures during the week. So this way I can get to show you them in a video like this. So give me your opinion. It will help. It will go towards my decision on what I'm going to do with this. But I am going to do it for a month to see how it goes. And also, what do you think of what I've called it? I had a heck of a time coming up with a title for this, because I looked up the definition of a vlog, and on Wikipedia it is just like all over the internet. The definitions of it were just like no help at all, because each one was describing a certain particular instance with what could be called a vlog. And then I went to Wikipedia, and that just confused me more, because basically it came down to, in my mind, I felt that from everything I've read, that a vlog is whatever you want it to be. So as long as it's on video, you can call it a vlog. That's what I came up with. So I don't know if this suits that title. So I am calling this Color and Chat Vlog number 1, and then the next one would be Color and Chat Vlog number 2. If you can come up with a better name, suggest it to me down in the comments, or send me an email. So I really have no idea how long this video is, so I don't want this final one to go over time. So I'm going to get to sorting my stuff out for this upcoming month, and then I will be leaving you for a while. So this month, my color by number group, I'm a moderator there, is featuring, every month we have something, company, person, I don't know, we've only been doing it a few months, so who knows what it will evolve into, but we do have a feature every month, and this month for June it is Color Questopia. So that's why I have these here, and I also got out my stack of Color Questopia books, and this isn't even all of them, because I have some in my haul that I need to add to this. So yeah, these are my Color Questopia books, so I'm going to leave them out, and I will be trying to work my way through them, doing I think I'll try to do a page out of every one, whether I've worked in it or not. So I'll be putting those out. And then another group that I belong to, a mandala group, they have a featured artist every month, and for June we're doing Tabitha Barnett. Now, I only recently discovered her, so I hardly have any books of hers at all, but I've got enough to keep me busy for the month. I have Broken Circles 1 and 2. It is a mandala group, but we're allowed to color in any of her books. So I do have book 2 of this, but I'm strictly working in book 1 right now. So I have this one. I have Curious Abodes, and I also have a book in my haul that I'm going to do that I'll add to this, and I also have just ordered a book that is just mandalas by her that I will add to this. So I'll have 4 books, plus I also have this pack of mandalas that Tabitha gave away for free to everybody. Whoops, that's not one. To everybody to work on during the lockdown, or whatever you want to call it. So I have this little pack. I should be able to do those, no problem. So that is the Tabitha Barnett books that I will be leaving out to work in. Then Jade in June is going on. I don't know how many years that's been going on, but I do know that this year it's being hosted by somebody new. I'm sorry I can't tell you the name. I am following that person, but they're a new to me person to be following, and I haven't quite got to know them well enough to remember their name, but I'm sure word is going to get out. So I am going to continue to work in my Chibi Girls book for the Jade in June, because as you know, I am trying to complete this book this year, so hopefully I'll be able to do one a week in here. Then Sandy over at Color Creatively, she is doing Joanna Bassford this month, and so I thought it would be a good opportunity for me to work on her mini book that she came out with, Flourish. So I've done a couple of pictures in this already, but I figure I'll try and do a couple at least in here. You know, I could do all the easy ones like that, but I'd like to do one of the water ones. So I've got a couple done in here already. That one. Where are the water ones? Here we go. Is that a double spread? I think that is, isn't it? Because this line goes there. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. Actually, I don't think they match up. No, it's not a double spread. This line's up here and this one's down here, so they don't connect. Okay, that's better. I'll do one of those. So yeah, I'll be doing that. And then the other thing that I'm going to do is, I'll bring this out for you to look at, is my Pinocchio poster. I will say that with COVID, I kind of lost my flow with this. I stopped doing it, and then I forgot about it, and then I was going to get back and do it, and I forgot again. So I'm going to get back into it now, because I was moving along on this quite well, and it's almost, you know, getting to be, well, it's a quarter done, and you know, this won't take that long to do if I keep working on it. So the way I was doing it was setting myself a goal every month, and that's what I'm going to start doing again. So in June, I want to color the fox. He's over here, and his feet go over to this side. So that's my assignment that I'm giving myself, to color the fox in June. And those are all the things that I have planned that I will be trying to work on and accomplish and complete. Of course, I will be working in a myriad of other different books because I am very heavily working on my Color Your Hoard thing, I guess. So where I stand right now is that for all my books, I have colored at least one picture in my hardcovers and then A to I on my shelves. Now, because it's the end of the month, I put all the books that I had hauled last month, I put them on the shelves now. And then I added all those books that were in my hardcovers or from A to I that were new and going on the shelf. I put those into, I use an app to help me to randomly pick the books for me. So I have to enter the books. So my hardcovers in A to I that are new books going on the shelves have been entered into that app. And then I went forward to J. J takes up a whole shelf for me because it contains my Jade Summers, my Julia Rivers, and I have a set of books called Just Add Color, and I have quite a few of those too. So that's enough to add. So the J's. So I'll be doing every book that I haven't colored in that is on my shelves from my hardcovers. I have a new one, so I have one that I'll be coloring there. And then letter A through J is my next set of books that I'm working on to color your hoard. And that is all I have to say to you guys. So I will say toodaloo. I don't know why I said toodaloo, but hey, that's what I said. So, this evening and tomorrow I will be editing this video to put up for you guys on Monday. That's when you'll be watching this. And then I also need to film my end of the month haul and my end of the month finished pages, and those will come up on Tuesday and Wednesday for you. So I will see you over the next few days as these things get uploaded for you, and then I will be back to recording coloring items from my life during the week until we repeat this. We'll do number 2 for next week. So hopefully this goes well. It's all trial and error right now. So as I asked before, leave comments down below. And in the meantime, until next time, bye-bye.